Hello all, this is Sajid from Cinematography. Today we will be reviewing Achcham Yenbadhu Madamaiyada. Achcham Yenbadhu Madamaiyada is a film about a boy who falls in love with a girl at the first sight. And later they plan a road trip. What happens at the road trip at an unfortunate accident forms the crux of the story, directed by Gautham Menon. Let's get to the negatives for this film first, which is kind of a confusion for every audience who watches this film. You start to like the film at the same time, few minutes later you start to dislike it. This oscillation keeps going up and down, and you really get into a confusion whether to like this film or not. But what I would say went a little bit off, which would lead people to not like this film, would be the discontinuation and randomness which Gautham Menon had done in the film. The dialogues weren't that strong. Usually, it had the usual Gautham Menon signature with random dialogues, but in this film, it didn't fit well because the film had a total and a different shade in the second half. But the first half keeps you happy with all the lovey-dovey scenes and romantic songs and everything, but it slowly drifts into a different dimension in the second half. The randomness, the discontinuous dialogues, and towards the end, the film happens to rush a lot in order to convey which director had kept till the end as suspense. And when he tries to convey that, it's quite rushed in, and it's so breezy that audience fail to register themselves to what happened in the entire film. So this marks one of the weakest link in Achcham Yenbadhu Madamaiyada. Let's get to the positive of the film. The film had, I would say, more positives than the negatives because Gautham Menon is a director where he handles his subjects in a total different way, unlike other directors in Kollywood. He has amazing liking towards the khaki shirt. That is, when I mean khaki shirts, police uniform. And that's clearly shown in this film as well. Always a tragic love story with police backdrop and violence becomes a motive of Gautham Menon in every film, which this tradition is followed here as well. And he has a flavor and the way of presenting it, which somewhere, even if you dislike it, you come around it and try to like it. And in this film, the first half keeps you engaged with few romantic scenes and a beautiful music by A.R. Rahman. A.R. Rahman's music actually keeps you entertained throughout the film with breezy music, and his background scores as well. It's really good in the second half. Second half, A.R. Rahman, who mesmerizes you with his beautiful music in the first half, takes you in a gripping position in the second half with his background score. And then comes the lead actors of the film, which is Silambarasan, aka Simbu. He has the capability and the grit to carry out any role given to him. You can keep aside his personal life, but as an artist, he's definitely a gifted one and a very good one. He carries out this role with a great dignity, and at the same time, his performance is improved from a lover boy to growing into a man, which the character actually happens in AYM. I definitely want to give his character name out, but that would actually spoil the film's mood. You will have to go watch it because that name plays a big role in the film. Then comes Manjima Mohan. She may be debut in Tamil, but she definitely will capture all the youngsters' heart, just like how Jesse and Maya did in previous GVM film. He has the trademark and a signature feel which he tries to give for this leading lady in this film, and that works out really well. She can really emote, perform, and she did the role of Leela really well. And the supporting cast by Baba Sehgal. He had the grey shade in the film. Baba Sehgal was really good, even though there was not much of Tamil play in his dialogues. With Marathi, Hindi, and here and there Tamil, he really carried out the role with great diligence. Cinematography of the film by Dan MacArthur is something which everyone has to look out for. The way he keeps the light and a breezy mood in the first half, he totally shifts it into dark and an edgy mood in the second half. This actually makes a collective viewing experience which is a delight to the audience. And that was very well and precisely and crisply edited by Anthony. What I would say is there are many speculations. The first half is good, second half is not. But I will be the first one who would say the second half is which I liked rather the first half. The film has a contrast to the both ends, but the way the scenes were derived and the way Gautham Menon tries to tell the story in the randomness has its own beauty, which Gautham Menon only can handle. A verdict for this film would be Gautham Menon is a director who has his own style and a different approach in putting across a love story, which will be laced with here and there violence, but somehow he wraps it around with good performance and a narration which is unlike to anyone, but still he gets the audience around it and making them like it. A verdict for this movie, once again I would say, would be just don't contemplate or compare his previous movies and go and watch this film without any expectations. You will definitely like it. Our rating for this film would be 3 on 5. You may wonder why 3 when I gave quite a few negative points. That's because the style and narration of Gautham Menon stands out, which you get to liking it. So that's the reason it upgrades from 2.5 to 3. So our final is 3 on 5. Gautham Menon's Achcham Yenbadhu Madamaiyada is rough, raw, romantic, breezy, and a well choreographed film which you may like or dislike, but in the end you will come around liking it. If you have watched Achcham Yenbadhu Madamaiyada, please let us know how you like the movie in the comment section below. Like us, share this video, and most definitely subscribe to our channel. You can also have a look at a detailed review at our website www.cinemaglitz.com. This is Sajid signing off until the next video review.